Thank you, Barry, as always. He's just amazing. We love Barry. Go, he said we all love it.
Yeah.
We love you. He just brings such joy to my heart. We're going to go ahead and stand and open up our service with our Song of the Month, which of course is by our own. I'll call Barry Manilow. Oh my God, Barry Manilow. Let's go to the house. Here we go. Unity on the mountaintop, unity. Yeah, come on up to the mountaintop, come on up, come on up. Know His presence and feel His love and unity on the mountain. Unity, that's for me on the mountaintop. Yeah, yeah, just one presence is love expressed in unity on the mountain. Come on up, we won't let you down on the mountaintop. Unity. Unity on the mountaintop, unity. Yeah, come on up to the mountaintop, come on up, come on up. Know His presence and feel His love and unity on the mountain. Unity, that's for me on the mountaintop. Yeah, yeah, just one presence is love expressed in unity on the mountain. Come on up, we won't let you down on the mountaintop. Unity. Come on up, we won't let you down on the mountaintop. Unity. Say good morning to your fellow neighbors, shake a hand, say how you doing. Good morning. Thank you. Namaste. That is, without a doubt, by our two professionals, Amy. All right. Will the prayer chaplain bring forward the prayer box?
This is our prayer box. We keep it in the back so that it's available for you to write down your prayers and place them in the box. They'll sit here for about 30 days before we send them to Unity Village, where Silent Unity will pray over them for another 30 days. Let us just take a moment to pause and pray together. Let us relax, going deeper into that higher vibration where we hold these prayers up to Spirit, grateful for their fulfillment to the highest good of all. And so we say thank you, and so it is. Amen.
Thank you, Dean. And now Paul will come forward and read the daily work.
The daily word today is, I live each day in celebration for this sacred gift of life. I give thanks that I'm spiritually centered so that whatever I do, I am consciously aware of God. Every part of my mind, body, and spirit joins in this celebration of wonder. Divine life flows through me now in unlimited measure. This life renews, revitalizes, restores, and perfects me. I am wholly and vibrantly alive, aglow with pure, dynamic life. I greet the day with eager anticipation. God's presence ensures that the fantastic and unexpected are a normal part of my being. I am ever evolving through the gifts of Spirit. Each moment is an opportunity to strengthen my faith, courage, joy, wisdom, happiness, and love. I live each day in celebration
Let us prepare ourselves now to say together our sacred Lord's Prayer. Our Father, who art in heaven, hallowed be thy name. Thy kingdom come, thy will be done, on earth as it is in heaven. And give us this day our daily bread, and forgive us our debts as we forgive our debtors. And leave us not in temptation, but deliver us from evil. For thine is the kingdom, and the power, and the glory, forever. Amen. And now, we are so blessed to have Reverend Vicki Goldston.
Not all at once, y'all have to clap. Debbie says, oh, I forgot her bio. I said, just, you can call me Reverend, you can call me Minister, as long as you call me Vicki, anything. Just the spirit here to serve. That's the main thing. And I just want to tell you guys, those of you who don't know, and most of you who've been here for a while do know, how special this place is to me. It has always been special. When we had no place to go in the shows that taught these teachings, we would drive all the way here every Sunday to come to Unity on the Mountain. So it still touches a very warm spot in my heart, and I am very grateful to be here with you today. I spoke at a Unity in Chattanooga not too long ago, and I realized, you know, I've been kind of out of the fray with what's going on with Unity and our little spiritual community that we have in the shows now. There are just a few of us that meet, and we sit in a circle, and we do kind of discussions. Oh no, we still do the peace stuff, and we still do a lot of the things that I learned here at Unity. But things have shifted, and things are a little bit different there. So I said, I need to turn back and see what's going on with Unity, see what's going on with the New Thought movement, get things, moving again. And when I did, I went back to the beginning. I always go to the beginning with Charles and Myrtle, because they had it going on. It doesn't matter what's going on today, they had it going on. Okay, so I realized that, first of all, it's not just a church. It's not just about what we espouse in our daily living. It's also a movement, okay? And I realized that Charles and Myrtle, when they set this up, they looked at it being the syncretism of it, the idea that we could be in symphony and in synchronicity with other beliefs, finding that one core of truth. Isn't that what attracted us here?
Yes.
Yeah, okay. Secondly, they looked at mysticism. I don't know how much of that y'all fool with here. But mysticism in the sense that, guess what? Now we can find our own connection to the divine. That's right. We find our own connection to the ultimate reality that is. Okay? And we can hear what we need to do by way of our intuition. Charles and Myrtle already knew that. Folks out here teaching that now, they've been knowing that way back when. Okay, and then, of course, they talked about the spiritual evolution. Now, that's the main reason I'm here. I don't want anybody closing my doors. Like talking about the doors in the end, they remain open with Unity, which is so wonderful. You're always allowed to expand and grow into who and what you are. We don't even know who and what we are yet. There's so much ahead of us, so much around us, so it makes all the difference in the world. And so I thought, well, okay, here's Charles and Myrtle doing what they do. Let me see what's going on with the young folk. Guess who I ran into? The millennials. How do the millennials view New Thought and Unity? And I said, well, now I gotta see what they have to say. And the concept that they seemed to lock hold to was equilibrium. I don't know, what in the world is this? And they actually developed it from John Nash's theory, and that's a whole lot of mathematics stuff that I really don't understand, except that you find, and you problem solve, you find a solution by way of not being compatible or cooperative. And I'm like, well, wait a minute, how can that be? And then I thought, wait a minute, the millennials, selfish, self-serving, you know, maybe that's why they attach so closely to this particular concept. And the idea with the equilibrium, I'm gonna make sure I get it straight, because every time I say it, I want to make sure that I say it right. Okay, this is it. You do what is good for yourself. Meaning, me, you, I got it wrong. Do what is good for the group. Do what is good for yourself. Do what is good for yourself. But it must include what's good for the group. Let's do it. Do what is good for the group.
Do what's good for the group.
Do what is good for yourself. Do what is good for yourself. But it must include the good of the group.
But it must include the good of the
Oh,
group.
well, ain't this a mess? It's supposed to be all in harmony or what have you, and all they're saying is, okay, you got to worry about yourself. But you know what, guys, it's the truth. Because everything we do is an individual process. You know, even though we reach out and everything else, we have to start with who and what we are. And I go, okay, Vicki, now's the time to expand and grow through these little millennials. What are they trying to say? And what they say is the way to come to this consciousness of understanding that we got to be over here and somebody else may be over there. Does this sound familiar to you all in terms of what's going on today? Is there a lot of division? Okay. Have you been talking about this paradigm shift for a long time? Have we been talking about the age of Aquarian, divine feminism, all this kind of stuff for a long time? And now we got this division, all right? And now we're talking about doing something for ourselves. Well, those of us who've been at this New Thought stuff for a while, it's not too comfortable. We're comfortable with saying we do this dance with humankind. That's the dance that we do. But let me tell you, with this equilibrium stuff, you come to understand that the dance cannot start unless you are dancing with God. You are co-creating with whatever you call higher power, God, the divine, the universe, whatever you want to call it. You are in partnership with God. So you got 4 ways, they say, that you implement this: through partnership, then you have compassion, you have forgiveness, and reconciliation. So with the partnership, it isn't with each other, it's with how we express ourselves through what we have learned with what Charles and Myrtle said of us, you know? That once we come into that essence of Christ's consciousness, we're able to have the contact that we need to see what we need to see that is within us, to express what we need to express that is outside of us. And I'm getting all this from Barbara Marx Hubbard, by the way, in case y'all have heard of her, in her book, The Revelation. She says that when we talk about coming outside of us, we look at mass communication. And she said that that is just the nutrition of the world these days. That's what we all feed upon. Everything that we do is done within the moment. Everything that we express as our partnership with God is through the moment. She calls it the quantum instant. And I know y'all saw What the Bleep, yes? Anybody? Yes? Okay. So you know that anytime we talk about quantum, we're talking about right now. So we are all creating our ultimate reality as we do this dance with God. Okay? All right. So now, what does that look like? We're posturing and dancing ourselves away. It looks like every time we give something, we give in a godly way. Every time we speak in a godly way. Every time we act in a godly way. Oh, y'all know many people who do that. I have a friend named Pat. She just can't stop. She don't know nothing about this stuff, but she cannot stop acting like God. She's got a doggone neighborhood where they say it's bad, but why is it that her particular house is always beautiful, always filled with flowers, always filled with love? People come to her home. Could be, crackhead. Could be somebody, who you wouldn't welcome. But somehow she's able to do that because she can't give anything but love. Now, those people could care less about this notion that she feels she's got to give love because they're in their own universe. They're in their own universe. But all of a sudden, people are talking about, maybe we need to start a block club. Just based on the kind of love that she's giving. On kind of love that she's standing on. Maybe we need to start a block club. And then her birthday comes. What? Gifts from everywhere. Gifts from everywhere because people feel what she has given. Now here we are. Y'all know, some of us are in the fray of social justice. My daughter got me everywhere. Y'all know the real anymore. My daughter is now the head of Living Spirit. But honey, she's also got Project Say Something. And she's like, revving it up in social justice. And I thought about here in Huntsville, where we had this boy who took his life. He's gay, young boy, took his life. And it was devastating to everybody. Devastating to the entire Tennessee Valley community. And so on Facebook, there were a couple of people who decided, well, what we're going to do is we're going to have a rally. And it's going to be a rally against bullying. And right away, I thought, it's against bullying, but you ain't said nothing about the homophobia and why it took place. But through this, I'm thinking, they're doing what they can do. Maybe they're not ready to talk about that. If I want to talk about it, I better go somewhere and talk about it because that's where I am. But they're talking about bullying, which is something we can all rally around, And then I understood the idea of being compassionate. We meet people where they are. Ain't always easy because we think they're so wrong. Why do they do what they do? But that's, we can't do anything but meet people where they are. And reach out from our own space, our own individual process, which is love, right? Okay. Maybe they ain't coming, Let them stay on over there for a while. Let them do what they do, how they do it. But we can't budge, y'all. We cannot budge. I argue with my girl all the time about this. And she always like, hold it high, what? So now I'm learning something, okay? We gotta hold it high. We gotta hold it in love, And let them do what they do. Now, I was traveling to Bangkok. I went this year to Bangkok to see my brother. It was a really wonderful experience. But on the way, I boarded the plane in Huntsville. Have y'all been in them Delta flights where the seats are like, so on top of each other? So here I am. I always ask for the aisle seat. I'm I think that might be wrong, by the way. But anyway, I asked for the aisle seat, and so this guy's kind of late coming on the plane. He comes in the middle of the seat right away. I mean, he's really friendly and effervescent, and we start talking. And come to find out, he's a musician. And it lives in Huntsville, and he's done all this stuff as a musician. And so I'm saying, well, okay, well, have you ever heard of Muscle Shoals? He lives in Huntsville. Wait a minute. Yeah, he lives in Huntsville, but he had not heard of Muscle Shoals.
And a musician.
I'll tell you a few things about Muscle Shoals. And so I go on and I start to expound on how wonderful Muscle Shoals is and all the rich history that we have in music. Well, I'm talking to him. Why this girl from in back of me chimes in? Oh yeah, and then we got such chimes in the back of me. Then this guy in front of me says, and don't forget such and such. So we have this whole thing going with music, and we've got this whole community going with music. So we're in the plane all the way to Atlanta. So we're talking and going on, and he tells me about his dad who's played music in Chicago. I'm originally from Chicago. Finds out, come to find out I knew his dad. You know, I mean, it was really something, a nice connection. And then he said something about, yeah, but you know, Chicago's changed so much. You know, we have, you know, with the political, and I was like, what? Back that thing up. I don't want to talk about politics. I'm taking care of myself. I want to be on the path of love all the way on this flight. I do not want to fight, you know. And so I just kind of stopped them and redirected traffic. But I'm telling you, that's the kind of stuff we got to do. When it comes to compassion, when we want, you know, when we want that love to be the only center of what we're doing, we have to find our way around it. Sometimes it takes a little work, sometimes it doesn't, but that's what we do. And then, let's say somebody jumps the board and they still start fighting or whatever. Okay, comes forgiveness. We all know how many lessons have we had on forgiveness. We know what it is. We understand what it is. We understand that to Christ, you know, that was one of the biggest things he said, forgive them for they know not what they do. And, you know, the church in the biblical sense, not metaphysical sense, says that we, you know, we're forgiving them all of our sins, so forth and so on. But now we're talking about equilibrium. So I don't have very much to do with your sins, your errors, and what you do. I gotta be about forgiving me. And I thought, well, how are you gonna do that and be in sync with the rest of the world and love the rest of the world? And I thought about that. What did I say? Open up. How did he say it? Hold on. In Hawaii, where this guy, you know, he was. I'm getting it wrong. I'm almost saying the way I know it. Okay, he was a part of this hospital, and all the people were leaving the hospital because this patient was like off the chain, hitting people, just doing all kinds of stuff, and they couldn't stand it. They were staying off the chain. So they said, well, what do we do to bring people on board and to keep them there? And this guy, instead of praying for them, he started asking for forgiveness. Because he realized that everybody he met, he had something, there was an aqua cord, and he had something to do with the way they were. So he asked forgiveness from them. And pretty soon, all these people were coming, and they were staying, and it made a difference. So, you know, it's the hardest thing that we have to do. It's really hard to say, I forgive me. I'm okay. But when I do it, again, it opens the door for me to expand and grow. And it opens the door for me to say, I am God in expression. Hey, I'm God in expression, and I can cross out that craziness. I'm way up in Genesis. I'm the image right there, you know, and I can do that, okay? So we've got the forgiveness. We've got the forgiveness working. Now, how in the world do we reconcile all this stuff if we're talking about not being in harmony? how do we do it? I'm not gonna tell y'all. I'm gonna read this because it's better. Y'all know my computer acted a fool yesterday, so y'all just have to be patient. I have to just do what I do. There is an SR Foundation, and what they said is that when we are in reconciliation, they said it's a path to bridge seemingly diverse concepts, attitudes, and interests in order to achieve further levels of cohabitation among the inhabitants of the earth. And then they say, I should have left off that other part because it doesn't make sense with everything else I said, but then they said, reconciliation starts in ourselves, hey? In our hearts, in our readiness and clear decidedness to change present conditions to the target of dignified life conditions for all mankind and nature. So we are the ones. I can't even imagine that I'm the one that can make a difference in thousands of lives, but we know that by way of critical mass. We know about the 12 monkey and all that, got 12 lives, the 12, whatever it is, monkey. We know about that. What we think, and the way we act can actually touch thousands and thousands of people. So we gotta be there. We have to be there. We have to be in that place. I am a publisher. And I publish a magazine called Garden Spices. There are a few people from Unity that have written in that magazine. And it's all about embracing our differences, cultural and otherwise. So one article I did, one issue was on culture. So a girl named Susan Peters wrote this. She said, what if we hardwire into our thinking that there is more than one right way to do a thing? What if we teach our children from birth to value their own cultural roots and simultaneously teach them to value the cultural constructs of others? What if we begin to understand and embrace one another's languages and cultural symbols? Could a melding and acceptance of our collective cultures put humanity on the bridge to really evolving? Then she says, yeah, I know, not overnight, but someday. Imagine all the people. We just heard the song, right? Okay. Then from Unity on the mountains, Richard, I wish he was here today, Mackey, and he did an article on his experience in New Mexico and his emergence into that culture so that he could learn. And he says, the colors blending touch my soul, painting evenings, feelings whole, enchantment of the night, harmony of soul. He was moving, y'all. Moving to the next level of saying, I don't have to be in a box. I can expand and grow. I can evolve spiritually. Now, I woke up this morning, y'all. I promise you, and I was thinking, it just came into my mind. Oh, this is it. This stuff right here. I love myself so much. Y'all know the song, don't you? You all taught it to me. I love myself so much that I can love you so much, that you can love you so much, that you can start loving me. I was all ready for everybody singing. What happened to you guys? What happened to you? Where's the movement? What happened? Well, listen. So what if you don't know it? Learn it.
That's right.
Make it work. And you got it, don't you? All right. See, Mary has it. I knew I learned it here. Oh, I don't know all that stuff, I just know that part. And now I know it. But anyway, you know, very famous. But you guys, anyway, please just keep in mind, we're always moving. And keep in mind where we're moving from. We care, but this is so important that we realize that even if I can't even imagine people thinking this divergence, this idea of people thinking the way they think, and I think the way they think, how in the world will we ever come here? But we ain't gonna never come here if we don't have this. So that's all I got to say.
We're going to go ahead and continue the service. This is a call and response. So go ahead and stand up. So I'll sing it, and then you sing it back, and I'll sing it, and you sing it back. So it's real easy. The words will be up on the screen. All right, ready? We are all children.
We are all children
Of the Creator.
of the Creator,
Sharing one journey.
sharing one journey.
Earth is our mother.
Earth is our mother.
We are all family.
We are all family,
Sisters and brothers.
sisters and brothers.
We are all people.
We are all children of the earth.
As I say, we are all children
We are all children
of the Creator.
of the Creator,
Sharing one vision.
sharing one vision.
Earth is our mother.
Earth is our mother.
We are all family.
We are all family,
Sisters and brothers.
sisters and brothers.
We are all people.
We are all people
Of
of
the
earth.
We are family.
We are family,
Love each other.
love each other.
We are family.
We are family,
Love each other.
love each other.
We are family.
We are family,
Love each other.
love each other.
Good job, everybody. Thanks for bearing with me on that one. Go ahead and have a seat.
Fourth song that I've written in my life. And, it's been such a wonderful opportunity to be able to sing songs here. I've always had this music inside me, but I didn't really have a place to express it. So this has just been great to be able to actually write songs and sing them here. And this song was actually inspired by the song that we sang today, Imagine. And as we teach in unity that what we think, we create, this is kind of what, thank you, this is what this song is about, to actually imagine that beautiful world, that loving world, and living there. So that's what this is about, and it's called Love is Here to say it's a world where love does, people don't just fall in love and then fall out of love, or love each other and then hate each other. It's a place where love stays all the time. Hope you enjoy it.